Now, this isn't going to be a history lesson. I'll tell you a little bit about the battle and battlefield and whatnot. But it's going to give you a taste of what it's like. We're right. It's easily accessible. Interstate 66 is just right up the road. Going through the battlefield park are 2-lane highways, so it's easily accessible. Then once you get into the battlefield areas, there are walking trails that you can take tours. Right now the government's shut down, so there's no one at the visitor center. It's locked up. They do have some brochures there still, but everything is locked up. The park is open, so you can go through it and see it. When the government opens back up, they'll have usual people at all the national parks. But right now, this is what we've got to deal with. So watch the video, subscribe, like, make a comment, and come out and see the Washington, D.C. area, Manassas National Battlefield Park. It's an interesting part of the country. October 29th, 2025, we're headed into the Manassas National Battlefield Park. This was the first major battle after the surrender of Fort Sumter. Just outside of Washington, D.C., about 25-30 miles. Battlefield Park covers about 5,000 acres. There's plenty of walking trails. See where the armies were lined up, where their cannon were, whatnot. Like I said, it was just outside of Washington, D.C. First major battle after the Fort Sumter surrender, and everyone thought it was going to be a short war. People came out from Washington, D.C. in their carriages, civilians, senators, brought picnics with them, thought this was going to decide the entire war, and it was going to be a short war. And they were wrong. So we're going to go into Manassas and see different areas. I'm not going to show you everything. It's too big of an area, but if you are a Civil War buff, you're going to love this. While we're here, I'm going to show you, okay, some people have never seen a split rail fence. That is a split rail fence. Now, Abraham Lincoln, in his younger days, was a rail splitter. And what they would do is split the logs and then lay them in a crosshatch pattern, and there you have a fence. October 29th, 2025, we're at the battlefield it was the first battle of Bull Run, first battle of Manassas. The Confederates named battlefields by the nearest town. So to Southerners, this was the Battle of Manassas. The Northerners the Federal troops named battles after creeks or rivers nearby. So the creek down there is Bull Run. So the Northerners referred to it as the Battle of Bull Run. This is where the shots were first fired in the first major land battle after the surrender of Fort Sumter. Now this battlefield covers 5,000 acres, so I'm not going to take you around everywhere, just a few interesting spots. But look at the terrain. It's pretty much how it was during the battle in 1861. This is in the middle of July, hot, humid, soldiers wearing wool uniforms, carrying all their equipment. I can't imagine what it'd be like. You know, we come out here now, it's autumn here right now. But if you came out in the middle of August, you'd be wearing t-shirt and shorts and running back to your car to get in the air conditioning. The bridge is rebuilt. After the first battle of Manassas, the Confederates blew up the bridge. But it's a reconstruction, but that's how it looked. So let's go on and see what else we can find. Now we're walking across the stone bridge, looking up Bull Run, the creek. Can you imagine fighting in woods like this? There are open fields up ahead where they would have had their cannon and the major skirmishes. But they're working their way through these woods and whatnot. Down under the bridge here, you can see the old part of the bridge. Kind of see that darker area, that's the old part, and then they rebuilt the center after it was blown up. They rebuilt it in 1880s, I think, something like that. This is looking out from a Confederate emplacement. Cannons all along the row here at the crest of the hill. Now you look out and you'll see bales of hay. Okay, this is, they mow the grass so that visitors, when they come out to see this, they can see the lay of the land. But think, during the summertime, they're not mowing hay. It's a battlefield. This grass is 3 to 4 feet tall, and soldiers are trying to get through it to charge the opposition. I just can't imagine what it would be like. The entire area is hallowed ground because soldiers were either buried in shallow graves where they fell. Some were just covered with dirt. There are some mass graves. Most of the soldiers unidentified. War is hell. Here's a memorial to Confederate General Stonewall Jackson. This is down here. There stands Jackson like a stone wall. He didn't die here, but this is where he got his name, apparently, Stonewall Jackson. You can see the Confederate cannon out there. Let me go a little slower. And you look out over here, you'll see Union cannon. It's the Union artillery battery. Stretches down there. You see back there, statue of Stonewall Jackson. That's about halfway between the Confederate artillery and the Union artillery. So imagine them firing back and forth, and then soldiers charging out into the field. There's the cannon, and then behind them a good ways, it's the ammunition. Now the Manassas Memorial Battlefield, there were two battles fought here. First Battle of Manassas, or First Battle of Bull Run. Then about 13 months later, Second Battle of Manassas. Second Battle, Bull Run. So there was a lot of fighting down here. I mentioned that the land is mowed so that visitors can see the layout of the land better. But the soldiers, when they were fighting, now remember this is in the middle of July, and right now the battle was in the middle of July. This is October, but if you look over here and see all that tall grass, imagine that in the middle of July. That's what the soldiers were going through.